Hey guys, welcome back. Today, let's jump right into it. We're going to be talking about the IM608 top 10 questions of the week. This is just a compilation of questions that I received from clients who book consultations with me or my existing clients who needed some assistance with their tool. If you're new to the channel, my name is Curtis Harden. I'm an independent Autel diagnostic consultant. And what I do is I align people with the right tool strategy and help them get the results so they can help their customers. Okay, if you would like to get on the right track, go to auteltech.co.za and book the diagnostic tool consultation. Okay, so question number 1, 2013 BMW 3 Series. So I attempted an all keys lost programming on my 2013 BMW 3 Series using my 608, but I received a message that said not supported. Okay, so I think he just had the wrong function route. So what I did was, first, when you're working on BMWs, you always need to determine what type of CAS you're working with. Okay, you can see here it's a CAS 3 plus ISTA-P, and the function route that I told him to go was, like, after you go into the emo, select the VIN of the vehicle, you're going to go to control unit, CAS 3 plus, immobilizer, and then key operation, and then key learning, and then you can see learn via OBD, lost all keys. So that's that option here, and when you click it, you're going to see, you're going to get a warning here. It says the CAS will be updated. The current CAS version is CAS plus ISTA-P, which needs to be updated before communication via the OBD can continue. All right. Recommendation: before performing this, manually back up the original flash and EEPROM data. Do you want to update the CAS? Okay. Now, we could do it this way, but there are things that we need to discuss. So this method involves connecting through the OBD port. The primary action here is to downgrade or manipulate the CAS software to facilitate the key programming. Now, the risk you need to consider: it carries a higher risk due to the potential complications that may arise from downgrading the CAS. Issues could include bricking the CAS. Okay, so if you're going to go this route, one thing I would recommend is to first, back up the EEPROM data as it said, and then also, make sure you have a battery maintainer. Just make sure all your I's are dotted, your T's are crossed, to reduce any type of error like this. Okay, it is riskier doing this when you're doing this downgrade. Okay, there's going to be some situations as well as when you do the OBD option, you're going to get this error that you're not going to be able to do it. Like, the Autel won't be able to downgrade that module, and it wants you to use the option that says make key with file. Okay, which you'll see here. Okay, and this is basically our bench method. Okay, so this requires removing the CAS from the vehicle and following the instructions provided on the IM608 for proper connection to the CAS. Okay, which you can see here. Okay, and taking out the CAS is not as daunting as you might think, and it provides a more controlled and safer environment without risking, any hiccups with bricking any other modules in the car. Okay, or the CAS in the car. All right. Question number 2: what are the key registration methods across other BMW CAS versions? Okay, so this is what I created, a key decision path for BMWs. Okay, the first thing you want to do is identify the CAS. Okay, and I showed you in the previous example, you would go to Immobilizer, enter the year, make, and model of the car, and then you should get an option that says, like, vehicle information. When you click there, it will give you the VIN, the mechanical key code, and what type of CAS it is. Okay, once you identify the CAS, you can kind of determine if it needs encryption or not. So CAS 1, 2, and 3, typically the answer is no. It means you can program directly through the OBD, and it's a straightforward process. Okay, now if we have An advanced CAS version, if you look at the vehicle information and you see CAS 3, CAS 4, CAS 4 Plus, you can do it through the OBD, okay? However, there might be some risk, okay? And then let's say you might have an option where you can't do it, like as I showed you before, you're not able to do it. Then we have to go through the bench method, okay? And that's pretty much it. That's kind of the decision path on to determine if you need to do it through OBD or through the bench, okay? Next question, best practices for key slot selection for BMWs, okay? So which key slot should I start with for setting up new keys? Just want to make sure I do the right sequence to avoid any potential problems later, all right? So this is what he's talking about. When you're getting to the option to register a key, particularly in BMWs, when you're doing the all keys lost scenarios, the best strategy, in my opinion, is to start at the highest available key slot and work backwards. All right. This method particularly is beneficial if the customer later decides to order a key from the dealer, as it allows for programming of new keys in a subsequent slot. Okay. So, for example, if we have a vehicle that supports, up to 10 key slots, programming from slot 10 downwards, okay, would be the way to do it. Okay, so start downwards and then work your way up. Leave those other ones open. Okay. Next question, 2014 Volkswagen Golf, all keys lost. Hey, I need to handle an all keys lost situation on a 2014 Volkswagen Golf. Can I manage this directly through OBD method or removing the cluster? Okay, so probably this vehicle might be like an IMO4 CAN instrument system. You can't completely rely on doing this OBD. All right, you can probably add keys through the OBD, but for all keys lost, you're probably going to be restricted, and you need to do it on the bench. Okay, now this is going to get into the technical execution part, and the screen you're seeing is a critical step, and it's the V850 lock screen. And the way I got here was I went to Smart Selection, MQB instrument cluster, and then the V850 locked via dump option. Now what you're going to see here, it says this function should be used in combination with a programmer, which is the XP400, and the APB131 adapter. Okay, that's this guy right here. Okay, this is a new adapter. It supersedes the previous version, APB130. Okay, and you're going to need this to ensure accuracy of data reading from the chip. Okay, and then when you're going to make the dealer key, all right, this is also a critical step. It's going to ask you for a synchronizing the ECU data. Okay, now to get this data, you only can acquire it from a third-party online provider. Okay, they're out there. They're not easy to find, but they do exist, and the pricing, it varies, but that's something you have to factor in when you're doing this procedure. Okay, it's kind of expensive. There's a lot of components involved, but yeah, you need to get this from a third party. You pop it in here, and then you can make the dealer key. Okay, now to do this procedure, if it has like that MQB system, emo system, the pros are safety. Removing the component from the vehicle minimizes the risk of damaging other vehicle components during testing and programming. So, for example, like once a week, I'll get a call from somebody who tried to add a key through the OBD, and either all the keys got deleted, or his instrument cluster isn't like lighting up. So removing it ensures a lot more safety. Okay, and then you can use aftermarket keys, which are cheaper, alternative than buying the original dealer key. So that can help you on your profitability. Now the cons of this bench method with this particular system is the lack of intuitive navigation. All right, so the procedure with the IM608 involves navigating through a complex series of menus and functions which lacks a clear, straightforward roadmap, making the process potentially confusing and time-consuming for the user. Okay, also this requires technical skill. High precision tasks like soldering and reading wiring diagrams are necessary. And lastly, the ECU synchronization, requiring entering 32-bit ECU data, usually obtained only from third parties at varying cost. All right, so I can understand why a lot of people kind of don't want to do these European vehicles, and it's because you don't know if you're going to run into situations like this. You're going to be caught with your pants down. All right, but I can tell you guys, if you don't have all this skill set, you can still do it. Okay, the alternative method is by using the Otis software. Okay, the preconditions that I require you to have if you want me to render this service: I need 80 gigs of memory on your laptop. It needs to be a Windows 10 or Windows 11. I need at least one original key from the dealer. It needs to be an original key from the dealer, not an aftermarket key. What we can do, we can use the Otis to register the original, and then the aftermarket we can do with the IM608. And then you need a J2534, or if you don't have that, a other compatible interface. All right, so for you guys who have the IM508, you would need to purchase this interface, and you can probably get them for less than like I think 500 or 400 bucks. Okay, and I charge this service $300 with the installation and the key registration. Okay, next option, 1999 Lexus RX300 all keys lost. I just got a call from an all keys lost situation, and it's my first time dealing with this model. Could you run me through the best procedure to handle this using the IM608? Okay, so this is what I did. After I got the vehicle information, I sent him a strategy. All right, you can see that here with the two files. The two files contained the location of the ECM, and then here is the procedure. All right, so we're gonna open the ECU, locate the IC900 chip on the board, select Lexus, choose manual selection, select the car, navigate to the control unit, select the immobilizer for IC reset. Then we're going to read the EEPROM data, connect the XP400 with the pin connector, the clamp that goes to the IC900. We're going to read the EEPROM, verify it if it works, if it's reading, and then we're going to reset it and then save the virgin EEPROM file, and then the eSIM is ready for installation. Okay, you can also do the key registration on the bench, or you can do it on the vehicle. Okay, so hope that answers the question. We're on to the next one. Question number 6, failed ECU replacement on a 2012 Ford F-150. Okay, so what he did was, it was a donor ECU module that he did the programmable module installation. Okay, and it wasn't going through. Like when he went through the whole procedure, the VIN wasn't getting written over. The VIN wasn't it wasn't accepting the VIN on the donor module. So we did the PMI already. Okay, and now we're just going to do the parameter reset. Okay, so we click parameter reset, ignition's on, and then click OK. Alright, so we did replace the PCM. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and click yes. We'll let this thing do its thing. Alright, turn the ignition to the on position. Alright, it's going to take 10 minutes. Alright, so we're going to let it do its thing. Alright, so it reads the existing keys that are in the system, and now it's erasing it. Alright, so now we have 0 keys. Okay, we're going to click OK. Now they've been erased, we must program a minimum of 2 keys. So with Ford, you always need 2 keys. Alright, so we're going to click OK. When we click OK, we're going to turn the ignition off. Alright, when that's done, we'll follow the prompts. Alright, turn the first key in the ignition to on for 3 seconds and then remove. Alright, and then we're going to do the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. So after you finish functions, confirm that all keys learned, can start the engine and verify. Okay, didn't start the engine. So what I did was I clicked OK. It said learning complete. I exited out of here and I wanted to go to the diagnostic menu so I can see what VIN was getting picked up. Okay, I want to see if it was inhaling the information from the original VIN. Okay, so as you can see here, that's a different VIN number. Okay, what I did was I looked up the VIN. The original VIN, you can see here, it's a 2012 Ford F-150. There's the VIN. The donor VIN is a 2014. So I don't know, his customer, you know, bless his heart, he maybe was misguided, or the guy told him that, oh yeah, it's compatible. What we all need to remember is, first, we need the same year, make, and model, same part number, and same tear tag, okay, as the original, and that's gonna prevent, you know, time wasters like this. Okay, next question. 2021 Toyota Hybrid push to start. Okay, so to give you context of this one, customer booked a consultation, interested in the IM608, and one of his first key jobs was this Toyota push to start. And he did some research. He said, yeah, Kurt, I know that you have to get some type of seed code or dealer code. And I said, he asked me if I've done it before. And I said, I know how to do it, but I've actually never done it before. And he's like, how does that work? So I said, well, let me show you. So first thing we're gonna do, there's 3 strategies. We need to get a dealer code, and I think the first option is on the bench, by taking out the certification ECU and extracting it on the bench. The second option is using the Toyota software with the locksmith license. You connect it through the OBD port with your Windows 10 laptop, use your credentials to get the dealer code, you can pop it right in there. And the third option, if you don't have a locksmith license, is to use third-party service providers. Okay, to get this, you need your about 10 minutes, and yeah, that's the. It's an easy option if you have the right connections, you know. So what I did was I went to explore the first option, and the client wasn't comfortable extracting the module just because he said, Kurt, I haven't done this before. It's a new customer, you know, wealthy individual, and I don't want to like mess up his car, you know. So he asked me if I could source a service provider, and I found one. I found 2 of them, and what we did first was, you know, most of the time you're going to go to the backup emo data. Every time we did that, it was asking for a dealer code. All right, so the OEM instructions says that you need to do this smart box reset, so that required a dealer code. So that was the first one we did, and that went through successfully. And then when we went to do the add smart key, which I'm going to show you here, you're going to see we're going to get the dealer code. We're going to put it in there. Now keep in mind, I think this is dynamic, meaning like if you look at data 2 and data 3, all right, and this number, we're going to compare it to, we're adding 2 keys. Okay, we're going to be adding 2 keys, and I'm not sure if you like turn off the ignition if it resets, but all the dealer codes that we got, they didn't work the second time. Okay, we had to generate new dealer codes for each, procedure that we're doing. Okay, so we're going to follow these instructions here, and turn the ignition on. We're going to click OK. Alright, and then we're just going to follow the prompts. Alright, so we got confirmation. Okay, so I'm thinking the client turned on the car and it worked. Alright, and then we're going to go add on another key. But when we do it this time, alright, put in the VIN. Alright, hazards are on. And you're going to see here, look at this. This is different than the first one and even that one. And we're using the same dealer code. Alright, it didn't work. So I just consulted the client and just told him just get one more dealer code, do the procedure, and we'll be done. And that's what he did, and he got the job done. Okay, so 2010 Volkswagen Jetta. I was performing an all keys lost procedure on a 2010 Volkswagen Jetta when I encountered an error that the ABS failed to recover its code. Is this normal? How can I resolve it? Alright, so another cluster bench programming job. This is what I'll tell you. This is normal. You'll go through the procedure, and at the last step you might get this error. Sometimes the ABS light is on, and what I would recommend you guys do when you are doing these all keys lost scenarios, go to the diagnostic menu first and do a complete cloud backup. It'll back up every module, so just in case some module gets messed up, you can always restore it back. Okay, the other option, if you just want to back up the ABS data, you can click it here and try to recover it here. Okay, sometimes with the Autel you have different let's say paths. One path might not work, but if you just take a different route, that one will work. Okay, so just make sure you back up the ABS data first, and then if that error comes, just try to go ahead and recover it there. Okay, so that should solve that problem. Alright, 2009 Porsche Cayenne, accidentally registering only one key. What happens if I accidentally register only one key when I'm programming, when I meant to program two? Okay, so to give you guys context, when you create a dealer key, the EMO system will then recognize it as an authorized key. Okay, after you have that dealer key, now we have to go to key learning, which is the process of registering that new created key to the vehicle, the electronic system. All right, so it can start the car. Now, if you accidentally put like one key and you had like 3 keys and stuff, all you need to do is exit out, return to the key learning option, and reinstate the process for both keys, and make sure you input the correct number of keys you wish to program and follow the prompts. Okay, the key registration here on key learning, it deletes the existing keys that are on the system, and then it will tell you it needs to configure those 2 keys in order. Okay, and that's all you need to do. All right, last question: challenges with remote all keys lost procedure for 2017 F22 and limited tech support. Okay, I'm trying to do an all keys lost on the F22 BMW 2017. I've got the ISIN number. I went through the pre-processing with the IM608 on the EFM. I know I've done something wrong. This is my second time doing this. I live in the middle of nowhere. Taking classes has thus far been impossible. Tech support these days from the key suppliers is nearly non-existent. I don't know if you offer some kind of online class, but I'd sure be interested. Okay, all right, so I don't have a class. Classes are good, but the problem that I have with classes is when you're doing stuff, a lot of the problems are dynamic, meaning they won't be covered in the class. So this is what I observed. Okay, many people have a big problem with these European vehicles. okay? Especially when it comes to, you know, key coding, even like J2534 programming, they're difficult to know how to approach them. And what happens is, you know, you either turn down that job, and that's could be, you know, $800, $500, $600 each time you do that. Okay. The other problem that I observe that you know, most auto locksmiths have is their customer acquisition. Now, some of you guys work on word of mouth, and you know, you're getting a lot of leads, but I've noticed when I work with a client and I teach them a new skill, they don't have the proper presence, you know, on Facebook or Google My Business to get that new skill set in front of people, okay, which is a problem. And then lastly is the operational infrastructure efficiency. So this basically means, let's just say that we have a new influx of customers that, you know, I brought in or you brought in from this new skill. You don't have the systems to, like, you know, document their name, write invoices, send, let's say, review requests and stuff like that. Like, you're pretty much the bottleneck of your business. Okay, not everybody, but a lot of people. Okay, so what I did was I made a solution in my Accelerator program, which consists of over-the-shoulder training and consulting. All right, you know, I'll help you in those situations where you need, you know, guidance on how to do certain procedures, even for J2534 training. Okay, business infrastructure, okay, which is systems that will help you be more efficient, and then software that's going to help you in your day-to-day tasks. Okay, so the first part of the program, there's going to be an initial setup fee that includes a workshop to identify your target audience, refine your branding, and optimize your Facebook or Google My Business profile. Okay, after having this foundation, I'll create 50 targeted posts to engage with your audience effectively. So let me elaborate on this. This basically means, like, once I have who you're going to be servicing, I'll know their deepest desires, their deepest pain points, and I'm going to generate posts that's going to attract a specific problem. And since you have my training, you'll know exactly what to do, how to address that problem. Okay, then there's going to be a monthly subscription associated with this, which is a $300 monthly subscription, and it's going to include the IM608 software subscription, repair information. The repair information is going to be vital because several reasons. If you need to locate where you know, a certain module is, if you're doing a bench procedure, you can look it up on this platform and get it. If you are doing a key registration and it doesn't go through, you scan the vehicle, you put the error code into the system, you can consult your customer as to why the key wasn't working or the car's not starting, because they have an underlying condition. Okay, the other thing is the customer management and marketing dashboard. So this is something that I use for my current business, and I'm going to be giving that to you so you can have like one funnel from all the leads that you're going to be getting. Okay, and then J2534 training. Sometimes when you need to do certain key operations, you have to use your JBox. Okay, and then personalized key coding guidance and support. So all my one-on-one support mentorship will be at your disposal. Okay, now this is what happens when you skip this process. Okay, now when you skip it, look at what this is I got from my client's social media. Okay, the company that he has their, I guess he's hosting their website, they do these posts, but since they don't know the target audience, this is the type of stuff that they're putting out, and it's not compelling, it's not solving a problem. It's just noise, and that's the wrong way to do it. Okay, so what I did was, now I know my client's target audience. He wanted to get more into key coding and programming and stuff. I put this on his Facebook profile with some social proof and a call to action. Okay, and then here are the posts. These are things that he did already. Okay, and then like it's real. It's solving a specific problem. So when he gets a lead, he's gonna know exactly what to do. Okay, and these are valuable. These are more valuable than these other ones here. Okay, and here's some more clients problem-based posts. Okay, so this is what you're gonna get. Me as your consultant. As I said, I'll help you with any J253 programming or key registration operations. Okay, you're gonna get OEM repair information. All right, this alone costs like $180, $190 a month. Okay, you're gonna get that included in your subscription. Your software for your IM608. Okay, your Facebook business page creation and strategic posts. Okay, if you already have a Facebook and you want me to do this on your Google My Business page, we can also do that. And then the Autel Consultancy CRM app. Okay, where you're going to manage all your customers. And what's great about this is you can integrate into your current website. All right, so you have everything all in one workflow. Okay, so if you're interested, go to auteltech.co.za, book the diagnostic tool consultation, and I'll see if you're a good fit. And yeah, I look forward to helping you guys. All right, talk to you later. Take care. Bye.